Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sonja and I love sharing DIY home decor projects that help you get that high-end look for less. Today, I'm so excited to be bringing you some amazing fall dupes inspired by Pottery Barn and Crate and Barrel. Fall is the perfect time to refresh your space, and these projects are not only budget-friendly, but also super easy to create. So grab your favorite fall drink, get cozy, and let's dive into these gorgeous autumn decorating ideas. For this first project, I'm going to be actually recreating a look, and I'm going to be using this picture that my friend gave me, but she thrifted it for $6. And the look that I'm going to be recreating is from a Pottery Barn. I love the color of this vase as well as those aspen tree branches. Now, as you can see, the tree branches are on sale for $45, but the vase is $212. So a little out of my price range. Well, not just a little out of my price range, a lot out of my price range, but I figured I could probably achieve the look with a little bit of creativity. So I'm going to start off by painting this picture. I originally was going to use acrylic paint, but the shiny surface I would have had to apply maybe a Mod Podge or something first. So I've decided, after I saw that it wasn't really working, I've decided to just go ahead and paint it with some chalk paint. And I also added a little bit of flour to the chalk paint to thicken it even more, to give it that almost like stone look. Today's video is extra special because I am teaming up with my best friend Sandra from DIYs at the Schwowin's Nest for a seasonal collaboration. We do these collabs every season, and I'm always blown away by the amazing DIYs she creates. If you haven't already, make sure you check out Sandra's channel as well. She's such a talented DIYer with tons of home decor inspiration that you're going to love. I'll leave the link to her video down below in the description box, so be sure to head on over there after watching this one. Now continuing with my first DIY project, so I'm going to give this one coat first. I'm going to let this coat completely dry. As you can see, it is covering it, but it's still some of the stuff is showing through, so you'll definitely need one more coat after this one. So it's all painted, just adding finishing touches, and I did add a little bit of paint on the inside, especially the part that's going to be showing. So I'm going to let this dry, and while that's drying, I did go out into my garden and I got a couple branches. These were all dried up, so I did not cut any fresh ones, ones that were still had leaves on them. So I'm going to be adding my own leaves, kind of trying to recreate that branch look. I picked up these leaves at Dollarama for $1.50, and I picked up 3 packages. I did only end up using 2 of them, and I did make 3 branches. So since the branches were free, and the leaves cost me $3, I think that's a significant saving. I know that it's not exactly the same look. You can definitely go and see if you can find the exact same leaves. You could even use tissue paper if you can find leaves. I think that would work as well. But this was gave me the look that I was going for, and I do love these maple leaves. They're not overly... They have a really nice color, and you can also paint these leaves if you wanted to, let's say, have burgundy leaves and create more of that floral look, florals that are so popular right now. You could even kind of go that way, that route as well. So I'm going to be using the just hot glue to attach these leaves. This is a very... This does take a while to do, and make sure you don't burn your fingers. I did a few times, so be very careful. Probably some sort of a heat-resistant gloves would definitely be very helpful here. But I think the little bit of burning your fingers is well worth the way this ended up looking. Since it's such a repetitive work, I do only show you one branch, but like I said, I did make 3 of these. I just did not want it to bore you with the same thing over and over and over. I also would like to mention, if you are stopping by my channel from Sandra's, welcome. If you're stopping by my channel for the very first time, or even returning subscriber, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. If you are not subscribed, I would love it if you considered subscribing and making sure that notification bell is on, so that way you get notified when I post my DIYs. I typically post once a week, trying to be on schedule. I have tons of inspirations that I would like to share. Sometimes I am a little bit short on time. So make sure that bell notification is on, so that way you get notified when these videos pop up. Because I would absolutely love to have you be part of my YouTube family. And here you can find lots of high-end decor dupes, as well as some furniture makeovers and Dollar Tree DIYs here and there. So like I said, I hope you consider subscribing and becoming part of my YouTube family. So about 15 minutes later, I am just finishing it up. And then I'm going to move on to my picture and finish that project up, so it had time to dry. And now I'm going to add another coat of this chalk paint, and then I'm going to do another technique on it while it's still wet. I absolutely love doing any type of vase or pitcher, even like bottles, and make them over. I love doing makeovers, because I think these items can be so expensive, and sometimes you can get similar look, sometimes even the same look, for fraction of the price. You can find lots of different types of vases at thrift stores. Even dollar stores carry interesting styles of vases. I had a lot of success this year at garage sales, and it's just such an easy way to add high-end look to your decor. And with a little bit of paint, maybe a little bit of flour, a little bit of dirt, and you can create beautiful, beautiful pieces. So once it's painted, I'm going to add some to the same tray where I had my chalk paint, some chocolate brown acrylic paint, as well as some black acrylic paint. And then I'm going to use my crafting sponge that's wet, and I'm going to just mix the paint, kind of dab it on all the paints that are in there, and go over the whole vase with this sponge, almost like blending all the colors on it. I did a similar project a couple weeks ago on a smaller vase, but it's just amazing to see how similar techniques give you such different results and looks. So I'm going to just randomly cover the vase with this paint. In some spots I went heavy with the one paint and lighter with the other. The others time I went the opposite, and sometimes I just went very light with both colors together. And it's important to blend it really well together, so that way it looks like it's meant to be there. And then while the paint was still wet, after I was done sponging stuff on and blending it, I added some flour to it and just pretty much sprinkled flour all over the vase. It's okay if some areas you put more and some areas you put less, because you're gonna be dusting the flour off once the piece is completely dried. I feel like the flour blends the color even more together, kind of ties everything in, and it gives it that stone aged look. So once it was completely dry, I just took a stippling brush, a brand new one, and just brushed most of the flour off. There was some stuff that stayed, and then I just took a rag and tried to rub a little bit off. You don't want to completely take it off, but you don't want big clumps because it will be falling off on your furniture while you're using it for decorating. And here is what the vase looks like, or the picture looks like, or completed with the branches in it. And here is to remind you what I was trying to recreate. So this would have cost me over $300 if I was to buy it as is on this picture, but mine came in under $10 with all the supplies that I used. For my next project, I'm going to be making a wreath. Wreaths can be quite expensive, especially from high-end stores, and as you can see, this one at Crate and Barrel is $239, which is way out of my price range. I absolutely love the look of it, and I was very excited when I found these flowers from Dollarama because I thought the leaves were very much the same shape. The color is a little bit different, but that's okay. It's still very much fall color, and I kind of like the burnt orange look. So these were $3. I did purchase 7 of them. I did only end up using 5 of them, so $15. The wreath form on the wreath from Crate and Barrel is a grapevine wreath form. I couldn't find one that was reasonably priced, and I had this one on hand that I got at Dollar Tree for $1.50, so I thought this would work just as good. I'm going to also use some wire as well as some hot glue to attach these stems. So I did cut the stems off just to make it a little bit easier to work with, and I'm going to be adding stems all around on all the wires. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, so 4 different rows of flowers, and I do have a bit of a color variations with the stems that I picked up. Some are burnt orange and some are more like the burnt green color. So I think it's going to look really nice once I am all done. And this cost me, so I got 5 stems at $3, so $15, and then the wreath form was $1.50 plus some glue, so well under $20 with tax. And I'm very, very excited how it turned out for the same size wreaths. Wreath, I think I did really well. I would love to know what you guys think. So as I mentioned, I used both hot glue and a little bit of craft wire. In some spots, I just added craft wire to hold it in place while the hot glue, so that gave hot glue a chance to work. But in some areas, I did just use the wire because I was able to wedge it in with the other stems that were already in there. I love making wreaths. I love using wreaths in my decor. I have done many wreaths on my channel before, and I have to say this was probably one of my favorite ones. The way it turned out, it's just so, I think, classy and not tacky at all, and I just love it. And if you really wanted to achieve that burgundy look, you could always get like a plum color paint and paint all the leaves that color. I think that would look good and work good as well, and that way you would really come close to duping the one from Crate and Barrel. But I was quite happy with these colors. I love these colors and using them all throughout the house, and I was left over with 2 stems, which I think I will definitely be using in a vase or maybe creating another DIY. So once I was gone all the way around with these stems, just really trying to make sure that there's no bare spots and trying to like I said, fill in, and I was going the same direction, so all the leaves were kind of drooping the same to the same side, so that way it's a little bit neater. But then once, like I said, once I went all the way around, I did cut some of the stems in half, and I was just filling in the bare spots, so that way there was nothing, no patches of like holes showing through, or empty patches of empty spots. And so you could also wedge these into where the wire is, or you can even put a little bit of hot glue on it and then stick it in there. It will stay in place. My wreath was going to be used inside, so I wasn't too worried about wind damaging it if it was left outside. And once everything was covered the way I liked it, I just went around and just fluffed up some of the leaves that were maybe pushed down, pulled them out so they're all nice and fluffy. And also you want at this time to get rid of any hot glue that might have been left on the little strings from the hot glue. And here it is. I absolutely, like I said, love it. I think it's one of my favorite wreaths I have made on this channel. I just love how folly the colors are. And here is the reminder of what the original looked like. So as you can see, the leaves are quite similar to the leaves that I used. The color is a little bit different. Obviously not a little bit different, a lot different. But I love it nevertheless. The last DIY that I'm going to be working on has to be my favorite, and we are going back to Pottery Barn, and I'm going to be recreating this leaf. So it is called the brass leaf object, and this can be on its own or it can fit a candle in there. So I was quite excited when I picked up this leaf thrifting for $2.50. But if you cannot find that one, there is this one at Dollar Tree for $1.50, which I think would work just as well. Because I always feel like chances of finding the exact same thing that I thrifted are very slim. So I like to give you another choice or another option that you could use. So I was going to use an acrylic paint on it. Again, it wasn't really doing the coverage that I wanted, so I went ahead and spray painted it. And I do have a heavy duty fan right above me and a window. It was raining outside, so I just wanted to get it done. And the color that I was using was metallic gold from Michaels. And then I went ahead and added some black antiquing wax to it once it had dried, and just used a brush to add by dabbing it. And then I did go ahead at the end and just kind of did some brush strokes through the wax just to blend it all in. I absolutely love with the way it turned out. I think it's going to look fabulous with my fall decor. And like I said, this is definitely one of my favorites. And as you can see, the color and everything looks pretty close. I know the shape is a little bit different, but I think it gives you the same idea. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and make sure you check out Sandra's channel, which will be linked in the description box. So until next time, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching.